Jim, what did you think after watching the game back, particularly with Joe Alt? You didn't get a chance to ask him about it yesterday, but he had given a lot of pressure, 38 snaps. I think it was like the first time rookie's done that in 3 years or something. Did he stand out to you on film?
Joe Alt? Yeah. Joe Alt had a heck of a game. So did Rashawn Slater. Joe was really good in all phases, run game and pass game.
Has he? I know you got drafted him. Obviously fit, so you expect him to be good. But has he exceeded expectations at all?
Super pleased. Yeah. He's been a football player. That's the thing that comes to mind the most. Really the highest compliment you could give a football player. Football player. He's been great. It's the offensive line. It's like you ask him to do so much, like all the positions, but when you ask him to protect, you ask him to protect the passer, the run game, and they're hitting every play, and just all the things that they're asked to do. He's been outstanding.
How do you feel about the protection overall?
Mostly good. We got loose, a couple times, but mostly good.
Teams have been blitzing you guys quite a bit this season. Just how do you feel like overall you guys have handled some of the blitz looks that teams have thrown at you, particularly on third downs?
We striving to be better. But I thought we took a little bit of a step back on third down, from what we had been trending, in this past game.
If teams are getting free runners on blitzes, what do you attribute that to? Was it sort of individual case by case basis?
I would say more of an individual case by case, play by play. There's no. That's what it always comes down to, that particular play. Can't account it to I can't generalize, an answer for that question.
If teams are generating that kind of pressure with blitz looks on third down, is it something that they've identified in sort of your rules up front that you think they're exposing or taking advantage of?
No, I wouldn't say that. There's kind of there's happens to a lot of teams. Our teams generate a lot of pressure too. I would just like I said before, the way I answered, I can't really generalize, but to answer your question specifically, I don't think it's a rules issue.
The way your defense, Jesse's had the defense playing this year, he's been among the best in the league. What's he doing that's made the defense play well from your vantage point?
He's the play caller. He's the architect of the defense. He's been responsible, as much as anybody. It's been outstanding. It's not just one of the best; it's like the best. Scoring defense, which matters the most. It's. And what I love about Jesse is, we talk about the game and what we did, and it's always one thing that we're working on, one thing at a time, all the time. We're things we've identified. We're gonna get. Let's emphasize this. Let's work on this. There's nothing that's there's no sense of satisfied. So that's something I think he does. He does a great job of, and instills that in the team. Instills that in the unit. So he's an incredible coach.
You worked with him obviously for some time, and I know you lived with your dad coaching and he has his dad on staff now. Do you think it's important from your vantage point again, or not his head, but for him to have his dad on staff, what value do you think that brings for him if you can tell it?
Yeah, he's really good defensive mind. Rick Minter's seen a lot of footballs kicked off. He's a really good coach and a savvy coach, and there's a great staff along on the defensive side, along with the guys are doing a incredible job. Steve Klingscale, a heck of a coach. Chris O'Leary's doing a great job. Mike Elston, Dynamite Navarro Bowman's doing a heck of a job. Dylan Roney, it's like almost like a fist, over there on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, they work together really well, and Jesse is the one that pulls it all together and makes it go. But we got some real quality coaches.
Are you still wearing the heart monitor?
No, got that off, sent it in, and it's being evaluated.
When did you get it off?
What day did I take it off?
Yeah, it was like a couple days ago.
Yeah, it was. I think when somewhere last week, Wednesday or Thursday.
There hasn't been any issues.
No, they're going to evaluate that and then see what the next step is.
We didn't get to see, I know Joey was on snap count coming back, but just what did you think of having him back on the field? How do you think he played?
Yeah, he played 19 plays. Just excited to have him back, and it's something really good to build on. He's a tremendous player, and hopefully we can build on that this week.
Did he aggravate the hip? We saw him talk with trainers and been around the sideline. I don't think he came back in after that.
I couldn't say for sure. I haven't heard that. I haven't heard that he has. Did you talk to him? Did he tell you that? Or
No, I just saw him.
no, I did not hear that. And I'll directly answer your question. I did not hear that he did.
On Joey today. He's not being evaluated.
I did not hear that he aggravated his hip.
And then on the injury front, just with Christian, he aggravated the hamstring. Where's he at? Coming out of the game.
We'll see. We'll see where that is as the week goes.
And then just with the defense, obviously you guys have you can only play who's on the schedule, right? Do you have beaten up on some bad offenses? Do you attribute any of the defensive success to the level of competition on the other side of the ball? How much do you sort of factor that in when you're assessing where exactly that unit is at?
They're playing really good defense.
But do you factor in at all like the level of competition?
Well, I mean, you're making a pretty bold statement there. We played bad offenses. I mean, I'm not agreeing with that, but
statistically,
I think we're playing really good defense.
Yeah. But you don't look at like the level of competition on the other side as far as like what a unit
Level of
actually-
competition has been high. I mean, if you got a story already written that you want to plug in a quote, I mean, feel free to plug something in. But we're playing good defense, and the competition's been good.
You mentioned that explosive play after the game yesterday. How much would that have helped with the offense the last 2 or 3 games?
So needed. It was needed. We got it, right when we needed it. It was great to have the explosive plays. Ladd's jumps off the table. So, I watched the film of Ladd. He reminds me of Steve Smith in the way that when he goes up for one of those contested balls, it's like they both had this ability and this skill to like almost look one way and then catch it just a few feet the other way. You know, it's really subtle. It's really good. But you know, saw him do that again in this game, and he's done it in prior games. And I thought I'd noticed that, but I tried to put my finger on what is he doing, and that's what it reminded me of Steve Smith. They had a subtle way of, but catching it to like just a couple feet away from where they're looking. It's pretty cool.
On my touchdown, not going to throw from the stats deep, but what do you say about Josh Palmer's blocks the last 10, 15 yards of that play?
Yeah, I mean, it's something that's been Coach Sanjay Lau's been emphasizing. I mean, if you don't have the ball, you're a blocker, and there's, in some form or fashion, you're not watching. You know, you're trying to make a play, get a block, get near the play. Hopefully, even if something goes wrong, you're there to jump on a mistake. But love the big plays. Josh made a big one, made a big catch. Jalen Reagor, a huge play that he made. That was a spectacular catch. Justin Herbert got it all started with the 34-yard run. I thought that was incredibly, and it ignited the offense, and so good. Really, love them. Love the big play.
Tilly got his first sack of the year yesterday, and it was disruptive in the run as well. After looking back at it, what did you make of his performance yesterday?
Scott?
Tilly.
Oh, Tuli. Outstanding. Stat line was really good. Sack, pressure. I think he had a PBU. Had a heck of a game. One of his best. We gave him a game ball. And played really good on special teams too. All the different assignments he has, different units that he's on. He played extremely well in those phases as well.
Have you always been singing "He's a Jolly Good Fellow" after wins, or did that just start?
It's been a year or two, or a couple of years.
I mean, here you do that all season.
Yeah,
Why do you do that?
I like it. The guys seem to like it. It's fun. Kind of sums up how you're feeling. About guys who had a big game. Did you post that on social media? I knew there would be skepticism from the skeptics. I think that was goofy or something, but I think it's cool. We think it's cool. We like to do it.
Speaking to Ladd more, Justin's always saying he's friendly to the quarterback. He's a friend to the quarterback. From your perspective, as someone who's played that position, like, what do you think makes Ladd so friendly to the quarterback? Like, why would you want to throw to him in an alternate universe?
Well, I just kind of really detailed one way. He's a sure-handed guy. But he's got a special ability to make the contested catches. So, and he's just this really doesn't have anything to do with football as much, but he's a great guy. He's a great guy. I mean, I think a nice person can recognize, another nice person. So stepping away from football, this has nothing to do with football per se, that would make you want to throw him the ball. But, I just salute to his family, his parents, and to him for just the kind of guy he is. I mean, he's a good person, good guy, and humble. I mean, I compare him to Khalil Mack in that way. There's humble warrior. You can tell in how he says it too. He's just trying to make a play for his team and for his teammates and for his quarterback. That's just another thing I think is a real quality in people.